Alright, welcome back to the International Day of the Girls Showcase here on the Lady Arcade's Twitch. We are here benefiting care with an event running until just after midnight Eastern tonight. Make sure to tune in for all of the remaining showcases we have. We are in for an absolute I'll have to say it's going to be absolutely wild. I'll have to say that. Okay then, so Kara is here supporting the next generation of girls to hashtag take the mic by amplifying positive messages in support of girls' voices and experiences to find a path forward to help girls achieve their dreams. And every donation over $10 will be entered into a random draw to win a Care prize pack. We'll end up contacting the winner shortly after the event. But in order to get to the end of the event, we've got to get through some more lovely performances here this evening. And I'm going to be seeing some buildings getting built on top of hexagonal place tiles and maybe some foreign lands to explore. Let's head on over towards the lands right there for Dorfromantik.
Hello, hello! Welcome to Dorfromantik, the coziest game ever, I think.
Yes, absolutely agreed.
So, enbyzee, you've played this game a lot, apparently.
I have.
More than me.
I have almost 200 hours in this game.
I think I accrued 20 just this week in preparation. It's extremely easy to get sucked into.
Yes.
This is my my biggest world I ever did. Exactly 100,000 points. It probably took me 3 days to get through, but we're just gonna start a new one and go from scratch and show you what Dorfromantik is about. It's because it starts just like this. It's just plain. You have nothing. You have to build the world, and actually we have different palettes that you can pick to make the world change. And I picked the Halloween enchanted palette as well as the fall looking one, so we get some orange trees as well as some jack-o'-lanterns and stuff to increase the vibe. So you can put your tiles anywhere, but ideally we want to make this little line show up whenever we put a tile down. That means there's a perfect match there, because we have a flat edge next to a flat edge, and then we have a farm on this other end. So I'm going to put that there, and you see the farm actually has a little thing here called a quest, and if I put enough farms next to this farm, I will fulfill that quest. Ditto with this one. We got water for this quest, and then we're going to get some houses immediately after. I want to make sure that these houses don't intersect with the flat tile, so I want to keep those perfects going. They reward me later. See how far I can get it. I can undo if I need to. Don't like where that's put. I can back it up. Overall, very basic game. You want to just keep plopping these down. And every time you complete a quest, you get more tiles, so that's how you kind of keep going forever. You get 5 for every quest. Right, see, we got some trees here. Those trees are kind of messing me up because I don't want to completely block myself off. I'm just going to throw them somewhere over here. Keep them away from the farms. And then I get my quest here. As soon as I complete that quest, I've actually kind of rigged this because every time you complete quests, you get tiles, but I happen to have a an overarching quest in the corner here. These are kind of like your thing that keeps you coming back to play more and more. So that was my 100th quest since I unlocked this special tile, so it let me get that. And there's 3 different types of things other than flat. There's houses, there's farms, and then there's trees. Probably get a tree quest at some point. And then there's special ones like rivers, and you see coming up here on my tile stack, I got a railroad coming. And I don't want to be too picky about where I put stuff. I know I want perfects everywhere, but I can't usually do that. And this one is actually water next to a railroad, so I'm just going to do both of those at the same time. Keep my tiles increasing. There should be pretty much no chance that I rank out here. Hopefully we can keep the same game going for a long time.
Yeah. Getting a perfect tile placement, which is having a tile surrounded on all 6 sides, with the correct edges matching up will also give you a bonus tile.
And that's why we want to make sure we get as many perfects as possible. And this one is actually special. This is a quest tile, but if you notice it has, I need to make sure, it's actually got two things going on here. First off is that it's immediately failing it if I try to put it here next to all these other farms, because it demands that I have exactly 7, and there's already like 8 or 9 there, so I'm going to have to put this somewhere else. Got some other farms over here. This also doesn't satisfy it because I can't chain them. They have to all connect to something, so I think I'm going to have to stick these right next to the houses. Work on that slowly. And this also has a flag on it if you look really closely next to the number. When I get a flag quest, I have to completely close off the section that I started it with. So at some point I'm going to have to seal off these 7 farms or more from everything else.
And that's actually the hardest part for me, is knowing when is a good time to close those off and actually closing them off, because in order to close them off, you're going to want perfect edges. And getting perfect edges to close things off is incredibly difficult.
Yeah, it's all about not getting greedy. If you really want to keep things going for a long time, you have to make sure that you're not prioritizing the perfect matches to a fault.
Yep.
Because the quests are really how you keep going. That railroad is going to cause me problems probably. It's got 3 other spokes on it that I'm going to have to close off eventually. I'm actually going to put that over here. I don't want the railroads to interfere too much with what I'm doing because they're hard to put stuff around. I can't put tiles right next to existing railroads, as you can see, so I have to kind of put the railroads down first if I want to be safe.
Yeah, railroads and waterways are both the hardest to deal with. Farms, houses, and woods are fairly easy to find connections and, build off of. But with railroads, it's railroads and waterways that can't intersect. They can't line up with a blank edge. They have to line up with another of their type.
They're giving me lots of quests here.
You are getting lots of quests. That's a double quest completion you had. Each quest you complete, I believe, gives you 5 tiles.
Correct. Now I've got some flags here, so I'm going to have to kind of focus on closing that forest area off. Probably even a little bit greedily. I don't want to get another forest quest while I'm trying to close stuff off, and otherwise the numbers are going to keep getting bigger and bigger, which means that I have a harder and harder time going anywhere else to put forests down. It kind of locks me in.
For example, in the game that I'm currently playing, I have 4 flags waiting to be closed off. But I have 2 other quests that are waiting to be finished. Sorry, 5 flags in one big forest. So it's like I could close it off and get 25 tiles, but there's still 2 more quests I could do, and I'm greedy, so I'm going to go for those.
See, yeah, I'm running into that problem here. So if you hover the flags, you can see where the existing areas that you still have to cover the trees with. I've got 1 over here, I've got 3 or 4 over here, and then 2 right here. So I honestly need to make a little bit of an effort. Otherwise, they're just, like you said, just keep ballooning in size. I do want to close off these houses for the same reason. Every time I get a new house quest, it's like this one's up to 60. It started at 10, and it kind of gets difficult past a point, but it's also you can pretty much ignore the quests for a long time. And here's our first really special tile. This is one of the first ones they give you. This is a unique tile that connects water to railroads, makes them a little bit easier to work around. Yes. I'm just going to stick that on the end of the railroad because I don't have a better place to put it. But when you get a lot of stuff sticking together with the railroads and the water, you're kind of waiting for those for a long time. I think I'd rather use this to close off, because I've already finished my house quest. I think I'd rather use this to close some trees off. When I don't have a quest, I'm not really incentivized to keep putting houses here, unless I'm already trying to close them, so I'm trying to be picky. Oh, I got another one before I could do it. Still close to it, though.
The nice thing is, it is totally okay to fail quests.
Yes, sometimes it's strategic to just throw one out and re-roll it, but it feels bad, so...
I don't know if this is true, but I think you can only have so many quests at a single given time.
Yes, that's exactly right, because things will start to get out of control, mainly because you cannot get new quests when you have too many already active, so closing the existing ones off is not just a good idea, because every time you clear a flag, you get 5 additional tiles as well. It's also mandatory if you want to keep playing the game and not have to roll a new one.
Yep.
Ooh, this is a bad set of houses. I would like this to condense, like, more houses into less. So, like, this takes 2 sides and turns it into 2 more sides if I connect them. So, I'd rather put these somewhere else, I think. I saw a comparison to Civ. This is... I don't know if it scratches the same itch as Civ, but I also love Civ, so I'd say it does.
Also, I will say, you have been playing this for much less time than me, but you already have almost double my high score.
Yeah, that 100,000 game felt like a kind of an anomaly. It just kept going, and I just got overwhelmed by quests at the end, but I must have figured something out because it was going so well.
Yeah, my high score is 51,410, so just about half of yours. And to have your high score be 100,000 on the dot is so perfect.
Yeah, I didn't even want to try after I saw what it was going to be. I didn't even want to try to keep going anymore. My current game I was working on for, like, practice before all of this was, I think I would like to start some trees over here. Oh, nope, there's railroads over there, that's why I'm not. My practice game was already up to 45,000, I think.
Very nice.
Cool. Okay, I'm gonna immediately finish this quest. I would like to close this off immediately afterwards. I hope I get something. So I ideally want to make the railroads and the water, which I'm not getting a tremendous amount of. Usually I get a lot more. I want to make those tiles kind of control where I'm sending stuff. So, like, I want to expand somewhere I let the water and everything lead the way because they're so restrictive, and then I fill everything else in afterwards. This tile's just not going to be nice, no matter where it goes. You can only do only undo the last tile placement you have. So you can't just, like, undo the whole game and start from scratch because you had a good idea.
Yes, yeah. And I remember when there was no undo button, and that was not good. Luckily that was in early access, so they added it shortly after.
Okay, so I'm getting a quest right here. I'd like to make that tile work really nicely, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. That one might. There we go. Now I got a 4-match. Still got to close this off, but I'm hoping to, like, the farms do that very, very soon. I think I'm going to need to send the trees that way, so I'm going to move the water away. Oh good, there's my close. So both of those flags, we are almost up to 100 tiles. I don't know if I've ever hit 100 tiles actually, so this is pretty good.
Yeah, you got a very, very strong start going.
I'm gonna end up at some point having a whole bunch of, like, houses. Oh, nope. Oh, I already undid it. I didn't realize that I still hadn't closed this house section off. I needed those. You kind of get sidetracked, especially when the world gets big. You lose track of where you were working. So, like, right now, I'm waiting for a tile to fit right in here with one tree and nothing else, pretty much. And then I'll play 20, 30 minutes, and I'll completely forget that one tree is there. And I'll get it and place it somewhere else, and then realize that it could have fit so much better somewhere else.
Yeah, that happens very often.
And there's also other modes in this this game. There's also creative mode. There's like a quick mode where you get more. I think it gives you more, either quests less often, or it gives you tiles that are harder to match, so you get less perfects or something. There's a hard mode, which probably is what I would just described, and various different ways to play the game. Here's a 5 match that I was thinking about. That actually worked out really nicely. Okay, these railroads are kind of nasty. I know everything else is working out nice, but those don't look cool. Sometimes you just have to... The railroads in the water honestly make you accept that everything's not going to be perfect, because sometimes they just give them to you in a horrible order.
Yep.
And like, I cannot put anything at the end of this railroad until I cap the end of it, and this tile allows me to cap the end of it. It also adds 1 to the current railroad count. So it's doubly useful here, because now I can put something here and finally seal off that corner. There's more water, but I also want to close off the houses. Probably not going to be able to do both of those perfectly.
Do you know what the longest you've spent on one level was? I know your 100,000 game would probably be the longest. But...
Yeah, it would be. I would assume it took me a good chunk of probably over 3 days to do and finish.
I was gonna say, I know I've had multiple day games, and that was not near 100,000, so I was curious how long that had taken.
So there's a really good match right there, but I think I value closing off. Oh, that's actually just as good, so I'm gonna do that. But now I've made it harder to close this one though, so I think I'll do this one first, because there's houses in both places. I still have tree quests. Do I want to use this for trees or for farm? I think I like it for the trees, honestly. And that also cycles a quest sooner, because actually I think the flag will stop a new one from showing up there. Oh, that's not good. They gave me one of these short railroads, and I only have one working right now. I'm gonna have to find a new home for this one to start from. Probably here is not bad.
I always go for the very, very long, endless railroads, and I don't feel like that's the good thing to do.
Yeah, I think in my 100k game I had some water that was all the way up to like 190 requirement, and I think the railroad was just as long. That's what, in the very next game I started prioritizing the quests more, and I think that helped. So yeah, I have to put exactly 1 farm down to satisfy that quest. Farms are, I think, my least favorite quests to complete. They're just a little picky. I don't think this one's going to find a nice home anywhere, so I'm just going to have to put it somewhere.
The music is so relaxing.
Yeah, it kind of fades in and out, and I had it turned off for a very long time because I'd heard it so often. There's only a little bit of music in this game. Looks like we rolled the enchanted biome first, so you got the pumpkins in there and the big areas of houses. It's cute. But coming back to the game, I thought, I actually didn't remember it had music, so I turned it back on, and I'm enjoying hearing it again. It's honestly like a good intermission for the marathon. I had a couple of things that are cozy, and a couple of things that are a little more exciting. There's my 1 farm. It's like a nice breath of fresh air. Okay, I really have to close these trees. I don't think I can ignore them for very much longer. There's that dilemma of, do I complete the quest? I think I'm gonna have to abandon it. I think it's just worth it to do it. Same one here. I'm not sure where to put that farm. Okay, that helps. I'm also monitoring. I made this railroad loop back on itself intentionally because I wanted to make sure that I only have a couple places where the railroad can terminate. Closing off railroads is quite difficult. I think water is a little bit easier.
Yeah, I think so too.
I'm just going to throw that there and complete the quest all at the same time. And I value this water way more than that farm, so I'm going to put that there. These farms are getting a little big for my comfort. I would rather that number be a lot smaller. That helps to close off the houses as well. This game is on Switch, so I keep telling people if you like to waste time on the couch, there is no better game probably. I actually lost track of that railroad I put over here. I've been putting stuff down elsewhere. Didn't I talk about a lone tree earlier? I think that time is gone. Oh, here it is. There we go. So here is a perfect 6 match that I mentioned earlier on. That it will immediately give me a perfect, as well as mostly perfect around it. There's achievements for getting like 6 perfects around a one that you put down. But unfortunately for me, I didn't have the special tile unlocked for that one. Should bump into one of those at some point. When you expand outwards in this game, you will eventually run into like hidden tiles out in the far reaches of the world, but I haven't heard one yet. There's a special audio cue that happens when you see one.
They're pretty tough to complete too. You can get really unlucky with.
But they do give you more variety. So like this one with the bear here was one I found out in the territory, and it gave me a special quest, and upon completing it I now see the bear. The bear just disappeared. I see the bear at all kinds of situations. It shows up all the time.
It's very cool.
Oh, that might actually work good over here. I'm just gonna abandon that quest. I don't care. But it's a flag quest, which means it'll give me 10. I think I'm gonna wait for that one. I'll gamble. Maybe if I don't complete anything else, it'll give me a better shot at not getting another tree quest. Because like I can do this, and then I'm just going to try to close it quickly now. When you don't have a flag on something, it's kind of hard to see where the final ends of it are. I know there's a couple houses here that aren't connected. Keep getting ones, so that's good. Yeah, I think this belongs over here. So we just need one more set of houses to clear all that out. This will help me here. I think you instinctually look for like tiles with very simple, like when I get a single tree, I notice the single tree, but when I get something like this, it's a little harder to notice like what all the edges are at a glance.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I try to, when I like leave stuff like this empty, I'm gonna try to make sure that most of it is empty edges, so I'll say, oh, I've got a single house. Surely I can put the single house somewhere, and that'll give me a better shot. Oh no, I talked about the trees and now they're back. This is what I get. I could have had so many tiles. Ooh, this is a problem. I'm gonna have to make this water really, really long. Ooh, that's a bad tile. I don't want that. I think I might have to start a new water. I think I'm gonna put this up here. Okay. zoom in. This thing's in a not great place. I gotta see around that. Check my edges here. I think I'm only... Oh, there's a 3 match. I'll take that. Here's a 1, but I'm going to close it off. I think I might also have to abandon that 6 quest in favor of the flags, because that doesn't have a flag attached to it. I'm not too enthused about that one. I could do this. I think I'm going to close it. Instantly satisfy the flag. We're over 100 tiles.
Amazing. Congrats.
It'll go away very quickly if you're not careful. You get cozy, you place in stuff down, and you look over and you've got 20 and you haven't done any quests in a while. And
Yep. I've definitely done that.
Okay, we're trying to close the trees again. We only have 1 spot here. I'm not sure if... Sure, that's okay. Okay, this is now much easier to close. I think I'm actually going to be able to do it with... I'm not sure we're going to put that. Tile coming up. It's a good match. Because I could put it here. The railroad's interfering with the water is a concern, but this one's not too close. So I think I'm actually just going to put it here. Just in case. Okay. 16 trees left. Okay, I'm gonna have 3 edges here. I might be able to make that work.
Do you have a favorite biome in this game?
Let's see. I'm actually not that big of a fan of the enchanted biome. I can't undo that one. I think I've made a bad decision. Yeah, I can't put that there. I think I prefer the simpler looking ones. The basic one is really good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan of that one, honestly. So this will give me the quest. Closing off rivers is kind of like... A railroad's kind of difficult because you can only cap a railroad with a railroad and ditto with the rivers. But back to the biome, there's like a sakura biome that's really pretty.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think some of them got added in updates. It's just too many trees. I don't need more trees. I need like things to close the trees. This tile is not nice. We've closed all the other ones though. There is a water tile coming up. I think that's going to be a quest tile. So unfortunately I might not be able to close off that one in the bottom right. Yeah, here it is. 7, 11. I think I'd like to close that, so let's put this up here.
This looks so peaceful, just being able to look at it. Just like the charity that we're benefiting as part of our International Day of the Girl event, which is CARE. So, International Day of the Girl is set aside by the United Nations to recognize the rights of girls and women, as well as the unfair challenges they face globally. And to celebrate, we are partnering with CARE, a global charity that puts women and girls at the heart of all they do. CARE is committed to supporting equality across all of its programs and incentives and initiatives, and with your help, they can keep fighting to defeat gender-based discrimination. Learn more about the programs over at care.org. And remember, if you'd like to donate to the cause, please use !donate in chat for a link to the Tiltify page, or you can scan the QR code on the screen.
I thought, oh look, another tree. Where I can close all this off, and of course it's a quest. Of course it's a quest.
Of course it is.
600? What?
Oh yeah, the tree quests get pretty absurd because there are so many trees on each tile. You can get up. I mean, it goes up infinitely, but I've definitely seen some that are like, oh, 2,000 trees for this quest.
Yeah, the trees will bite you. I think I'm just gonna have to... Am I invested this much? I think I am. I think I'm gonna keep the trees. I got 100 tiles. I can afford to let these 5 flags sit. I think I'm fine with that. Also don't want to be like stacking up my villages too much, because if I spread them out more, the quests I get when I eventually do get them will be much smaller.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is good. I want to try to cap that at some point. Oh, good, more trees. I actually do want those. I go between hating to see them and loving to see them. This also requires that I cap. I think I'm just going to keep putting them up there. Surely I have a spot for a lone farm, right? And at the very least, sometimes you can just slot them in like places like here where there are 4 or 5 empties right next to each other. I think it's just going to have to live there. Oh, I think I'd rather not try to do that. I'm going to put it here for safety. Keep the water angled up there so it doesn't interfere. Oh, there's my house I wanted. I just need one more to close off this group of houses. Trees and water? I think the water's more valuable. I'll get more trees, right? Surely.
I don't know if it's possible to run out of trees. Or just always there waiting for you.
I'm torn. I don't know where to put them. I think I'm gonna put them with the water, though, because that's 3 quests for 1. Like, they all contribute. There's the tile I wanted. Wanted something big like that. Oh, that's a railroad. Almost put it there and made a big mistake. So I'm trying to close these water tiles off at the bottom. When I get a chance, I want to put stuff. This is a lake, so you can put anything next to lakes. It's just the rivers that are mean. And like railroads don't have an equivalent tile like that. Oh good, that's a small one for the houses. So I can start a new one actually. Occasionally they'll just drop small ones on you. That's nice to see. To encourage you, I guess, to spread out a little more. Wouldn't be surprised if my kitty cat comes up on my desk.
Oh, I hope so.
I wouldn't say, like, wouldn't write off the chance, but he's been kind of a no-show today, so. I want... yeah, I don't like that there. I think I want to get all these houses together. Full empty. No, it's not. I'm good down there still. Oh, that's a lot of trees. I think that's a mistake. I think trying to put that many trees on the end there is a mistake. I'm gonna start more somewhere else. Get something a little more manageable up there. Let's actually do this over here still. Oh, there's a railroad end cap. So... Because ideally I want to put this on the end right here. I'm not sure. I think I do. I don't have a good place for that. Could go here, I guess. Thinking more long-term if I put it there. I have farms in need somewhere. Oops. Well, almost done with this water, actually. That worked out really, really well. Just need 2 ends here.
Going very, very well right now. Almost at 10,000, still at 94 tiles.
It's a lot of things you're like, oh, if they were just oriented slightly differently, you'd have a perfect, and that seems to happen constantly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They never give you what they want, or what you want. Because this looks like such a nice tile on the surface, but it's actually not. It's not helping. I think I'm gonna have to just like drop it here. Okay, a lonely little house. I think we closed all those off. A good spot for it if I can't find another. See if we can find a 5. Not seeing one. That actually didn't get me a perfect. Sometimes you're like, oh, I finally got the perfect tile for this, and then you put it down and it doesn't actually do anything because you've been a little too aggressive with your tiles putting down. It's not perfect anymore. I would really appreciate a lake here. I don't want to put another piece of water. I think I'm going to start another river somewhere. Here's probably good because I'm not doing anything else. I have not seen a single special tile. Like, they still have not revealed one. That's really strange.
Yeah, I would assume you would have gotten one by now. But...
I'm pretty sure I clicked the right mode. I think they're just AWOL right now. That's more trees. There's a quest there. I think that's gotta live here. Alright, this railroad. I don't like this railroad because I do have to close this off. There's 2 flag quests here. I don't like this railroad. End caps, like, they're pretty rare. You've only seen me get one so far. I don't like that railroad.
Very rare.
I think I'm just gonna have to put it there. Oh, there's one. We finally got one. So there's a spot over here. Finally got close enough to it to find it. I'm gonna start building over here and see if I can get a new special quest. Plain water I was looking for. Oh look, more trees. This is just gonna happen. We're just keeping the tree train going. How many flags can we acquire? There is actually an achievement for getting a certain number of points with a tile placement. So if I keep the trees, like if I keep them coming, I honestly could get a whole lot of points with one tile placement, and that would be cool. There's another one. I might be getting close to a lot of them now. Oh, that helps. That helps a lot. It's going to be very hard to close off all of this. Eventually, though, it'll happen. Those railroads are going to stick around for a long... Oh, look, more trees. The railroads over here are going to stick around for a long, long time. We started the trees way over here by, like, the very start of the game. I'm pretty sure it was somewhere close to that. We Frankensteined it so far. I don't have any farm quests, actually. That's nice. So I can put this pretty much anywhere I want. Oh dear. Yeah, the railroads are gonna haunt me. Oop, that actually fits right there really good. I need 2 end caps, but I also need to fill in everything around these, I don't know what to call them, like train station type things.
Mm-hmm.
Because they count as a place where I can put a train or a railroad.
Yeah.
I'll be careful with those. Also got to make sure I'm not, like here, this requires exactly 16. By connecting them together, I get a whole bunch at once. I got to be careful that I don't do that too late and completely ruin that quest. I'll do that sooner rather than later.
Yeah, it's very easy to accidentally ruin a quest because it needs an exact amount and not a plus next to it, plus value.
It's like you think, oh, you need houses. No, this one doesn't work. This is another one of those tiles that looks good but isn't. I don't need that water anywhere. I think I'm going to start trying to fill this in. And these quests way over in the corner that I will eventually get to, those can be railroad quests. So if you get a big one of those, nowhere close, like if this one down here is a railroad, we're in a bad spot. We're just probably never going to finish that one because the railroads are nowhere close. Oh, look, more trees. Wouldn't it be great if there was a tree quest up here? One can dream.
That'd be so nice.
Houses. It's too many. So, like, I'm kind of stuck by that one quest that requires exactly 2 now. When in doubt, I kind of want to check all these over here. This one's not as important because there's not a flag attached to it. It's this one that I need to do. Again, I don't want to put stuff too close to all my trees because it'll make it harder to close them off later. So I'm trying to keep my distance unless I'm putting more trees down. This one's not great either. Fine. Okay, I just need one more over there. Oh, that's a bad tile. We're just never going to close those railroads. We're never going to close them. Those flags are held hostage forever. I think, yeah, I can put that one up there. There's gotta be a better place for this one. And like I'm so caught up in the quests now that I'm kind of neglecting all these open spots that I have not been checking obsessively. And if you have all the time in the world to look for those, you can spend forever just trying to optimize everything.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
no, I didn't get them all.
You can spend so many hours on this game if you're really trying to go for all perfect placements. And it's so easy to just lose track of time. Like I have played for 6 hours straight one time and had no idea it had been that long.
Yeah, the first day we bought this game, I think I made it like an hour, if even an hour, and my wife had already purchased it for herself because she was like, "No, I need that. I need that in my life." Still haven't gotten my 2 houses. Oh wow, that's actually exactly the right size. And it'll close it off. I think that's worth it. Immediately finish that. It's so nice not having farm quests. I had a ton of farm quests in my practice game and I was just sick of them. Honestly, give me the trees. The trees are the best.
I do like the trees the most out of everything.
It feels like they're just the easiest. Oh, you got like 1,000? No, you can get through 1,000 in like 10 tiles almost. If you get good ones.
It feels so good when you do.
Mm-hmm. You're chipping away at that giant number. I do need to put something here. I think that's fine. Go ahead and finish that quest for the heck of it. I'm not paying nearly as close attention to the perfects as I would have before. Like the showcase, I think I'm mostly trying to get to the... my goal for myself was to complete one of these like hidden quests way over in the corner. Oh, that's not actually connected. I'm still waiting on those 2 houses. I haven't been paying attention. There is fine. That's a good water tile coming up, because I can connect all that together. I was kind of worried when I put that down. Have we bumped into the other biome yet? I think we're not. I think it's starting up here. The trees are changing to more of a, like, brown and reds. We've been in the enchanted biome the whole time so far. The biomes are actually pretty big in this game, so you might only see 2 or 3 if you have them all enabled. I just accepted we're never going to close this railroad. That's 3 houses, not 2. That's 3 houses, not 2. Way too big. These houses aren't too big. 23, 26. Honestly, we're just waiting for the big payoff where we clear 6 flags at once. 3, I was like, nah, maybe not, but no. I'm committed at this point. Oh, there's my 2 houses, good.
Still at 97 tiles. 100 tiles.
Yeah, I actually haven't been paying attention to it. Nice to see that it's still good. I am getting horrible luck with the railroads. And maybe I can actually make this big, like, hook around and really connect to itself at some point. Water. I'm keeping all my water areas closed, like I finally closed all this off. I'm starting to get small quests again, which is good for keeping the tile count high. This quest is actually quite large. can I connect beads to everything else? Let's see, 19, that's gonna overwhelm that other quest, so I can't do that. Is this big enough for that? Oh, it is. Still kind of surprised I haven't gotten a farm quest. I'm gonna try to keep my farm spread out so I don't get hit with a giant one. Plain empty tile. I haven't seen one of those in a while.
I always get so excited when I get them, and then I look around and I'm like, oh, wait, I don't have anywhere good for this.
Yeah, I didn't leave anywhere for this to fit. There's a 5. I think I might take the 5. And it didn't get me anything yet, but it'll pay off. Okay, we are going to cross our fingers that this quest over here is a water quest. If I get close enough to it, I can see what it's going to be. 22. I don't know which one of these to do first. So I'm going to try to, like, reach for this tile over here. There we go. So this looks like a house quest, because I see a bunch of houses. So it's not going to be water. I'm probably not going to be able to drag these houses all the way over there, and it probably won't help anyway, so it's not a big deal. I'm actually going to take that water away and fill in elsewhere. Okay, the only remaining thing for these railroads is just to close them, so fingers crossed we don't get any more. Ooh.
Have you played the other modes?
I have not. I think I'd like to goof around in the creative mode at some point.
I haven't messed around in the other modes either. That's kind of funny.
I know there's a monthly mode too, so for people who really like the high score stuff, you can prioritize that. Okay, there's only 16 trees left, and I think we can finally call it quits on the trees. I'm getting a whole bunch of stuff that doesn't, like, close easily. Oh no, you can't be serious. Well, we got more trees. It never ends. There's a lot of good tiles that, like, hook up to these railroads and, like, close them off really well over here, but I'm also doing house quests, and I need houses to close all that stuff off, so I'm torn what I actually want to do with these. None of these house quests, this is another bad situation where all the quests are disconnected, so I have to, like, the houses I put down only count towards one quest, so it's going to take me a long time to finish those. Again, these flat tiles really good for closing off, like, stuff. Like water. Can't really do it with railroads though, so making the most of what I can. If we ever clear the trees, I think the houses are going to be definitely our next focus. 27, that actually works pretty good there. Alright, a lone farm. I know I've needed one of these somewhere. I've bumped into it a couple times. I can't remember where though. There's one that's not bad. There it is. This is 5, that one's 4. Let's do the 5. Didn't get any perfects off of that. Typical. Ooh, there's a 5 too. It's great when you stumble upon spots where you're like, oh, that probably works well there, and then it lights up like a fireworks. It's beautiful.
It's so nice.
Give yourself a pat on the back for putting all that stuff together before. Okay, they're finally making me put a new railroad down. Here's a good spot, probably, somewhere up here. I want to get it at like a glancing angle so I don't have to bump in anything. Oh, there's still one going. I think I'm just gonna have to... Oh, I think I'm gonna have to curve this railroad somehow. That's a lot of farms. This is over by the trees. I'll put it there. This one's probably just gonna have to live somewhere not great. Let's close this off. So I need 2 more end caps to close all these off and a couple more fills. There's a 5er. I think I'll take that 5. Don't need that anymore. Can't put it there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put another set of railroads somewhere else. Also think I would expect to see hidden tiles, probably one on the right side somewhere. Not sure where to put this water. I'd like to go somewhere towards a hidden one if I can. I'd like to close... Well, there's no incentive to close this off, actually. Not that big of a deal.
You know, this just looks like a peaceful world to end up being in. Do you know that of charity care have been doing the exact same thing around the world themselves? So they are a global charity that places gender equality at the center of everything they do. They respond to international crises, fight for economic, climate and health equality, as well as access to food and water. They provide resources to women to pursue economic justice by empowering them to start businesses or support or pursue quality education. Wow, there we go. Care knows that with the proper resources, women have the power to lift entire communities out of poverty, and are working towards that goal around the world.
Happy to be participating in this marathon for a good cause. Feels good.
Yeah, very.
While that was happening, I did uncover like the hint for what this could be. I think this is ultimately going to be a farm tile, even though there's a bunch of trees here. I think I've seen this one before. I can connect the trees to this for a little bit of help, but I think ultimately I'm going to have to put some farms up there. This tile is no friend of mine. Not a fan. Can't get it to go anywhere. Ugh. It's like all the houses are always on the wrong side of the trees to get them to work. That's not horrible. I guess I could do that.
Yeah, it's always you need them to be swapped. Always.
Every time. Oh, there's the one I was looking for over there. I think I value the trees here, yeah. Oh. Railroad end. I just need a little bit more to close that railroad. I'm not sure if I want to turn this game off after I'm done. Invested.
Gotta see where it goes.
You're so close to connecting these trees together. We started all the way back here for the trees, and the saga has just continued. See a lot of Dorfin in chat right now.
Yeah, they are Dorfin. They got their endorphins going.
How is it such a good name?
It's such a weird name, but it's so perfect.
I can't remember what language it is. It's probably German, but it could also be Dutch. If I can't remember though. It translates to village romance, which is just adorable.
Oh.
Wow, this tile is awful. There's actually no, there's no place at all for this. I know I've complained before, but man, this one's bad. I think once they get more complicated, you kind of have to just dump them off the edge of somewhere so that they don't interfere too much. The ones with 3 different types of things in the, to the tile, so like a house and a farm and a tree, those are the ones that are really, really...
Yeah, those are brutal.
What do I need to clear this one? It's 4 houses and then 2 empties, because I've been trying to fit something in there forever. That one's good. But it's not perfect. It must be perfect.
Does perfect matches.
Dang, I can actually connect those, but they're not going to contribute.
Well, do you know what has contributed, though? We have a $10 donations from Dorfin with Gandalf, saying, Dorf, 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 let's Dorf!
Dorf, Dorf. Thank you for the donation.
I expect sales of Dorfromantik to go up astronomically after today.
Truly. I found this game... Oh, there's my tile. No, this is 5, I think. Yeah, slightly wrong. I found this game from somebody streaming it. Just immediately knew I needed it.
Yep, same. Love at first sight.
Is the time almost here? I think we're almost done with the trees. Knock on wood. Which is almost a pun, too, because we're talking about trees. Is this what I need? Nope, I actually need 3 instead of 4. Okay. do have to close that at some point.
Oh, we're sipping hot chocolate in chat now. Ooh, I like that.
It's not quite cold enough for me to get some hot chocolate. I love it, but it's a little too warm right now. Maybe in a couple weeks.
I'm gonna be moving into a new apartment in about a week, and it has big old windows that do not keep the cold out, and I've never been so excited to be cold.
I grew
I'm
up
gonna
in...
drink so much hot chocolate.
Oh yeah, I grew up in the South, so I only had heat. Like, winters were really just not fun because they were just too hot. So I finally got to experience proper winter, and I'm just in love.
Oh.
Ooh, where are you going to experience that?
The Northeast.
Oh, I definitely agree with this one. A few years ago, I flew over to the Northeast for a gaming convention, particularly around the Maryland area, and the harbour was proper frozen over. If you've never seen winter before, then that'll be amazing to witness.
Oh yeah, like when you get lake effect snow too, it's just beautiful.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Very bitterly cold, but...
Yeah.
Dang, now I actually don't want trees. I finally get a good tree tile, and I just got too many of them.
Oh. The college campus that I went to, the way it was constructed, it was accidentally constructed in a way that made it a literal wind tunnel. So it was incredibly windy. And during the winter semester, it was the most miserable place you could possibly walk around. It was so cold.
Oh, I'm actually not done with that. I was done with that. We had, like, buildings close together. I know the cities will probably emphasize that too. But on college campuses, there's always, like, that one place where you get vortexes shooting air straight up in the...
Yes. Yeah.
Between the buildings. Kinda works? Sure. Dwarf is both the question and the answer. So if you were curious if, like, asking dwarf was correct, then the answer is also dwarf. Oh, another hidden tile out there. I actually have a good shot at closing this special farm tile I uncovered. It wasn't that high of a quest. So yeah, it's been a while since we've done a quest. My tiles are getting pretty low, if you've noticed. Like 100, we were cruising. Now, a little bit worried. I'm about to get a whole lot of them though, so.
Yeah, you're about to get a ton.
Oh, a lone house. I think I have a spot for that one. Maybe it was trees. I still don't need to close this water, actually. Assumed I did, but it's totally fine. I'm looking for the right candidate to close these trees. I think this might be the candidate. It's not great, but it would finally put an end to all this tree nonsense. Let's see, how many flags do we have?
There? Yeah.
We have 6, so that's...
6 flags, 30 tiles?
30 tiles. How many points are we gonna get for this? Oh, the sound was so loud.
It was so loud compared to all the rest.
Yeah, it's like the video games where they didn't put some kind of limiter on how loud things could get.
Yeah.
And
It just stacks.
yeah, I speedrun Luigi's Mansion too, and there's a room where like 5 or 6 ghosts show up at the same time, and it's deafening.
Yeah. That's a game I've always wanted to speedrun. And I actually started like practicing and getting ready to learn it, and then I just forgot about it.
I always recommend it as a good first speedrun because it's like the skill ceiling or skill floor is pretty low. It's really smooth learning curve.
Are you thinking of submitting it to a track mode this month?
I already did. I'll be playing that like in a week, I think.
Nice! For those in the chat, Lady Arcade has run small events throughout the year as part of this series called Attract Mode. It happens every Tuesday night at 9 PM Eastern and Sunday afternoon at 2 PM Eastern, and you'll get to see some awesome ladies showing off awesome games. It's Pumpkinween month, so you will get to see some very appropriate for this season runs throughout October. Come along and check it out.
There's always a wide variety of things on Attract Mode. If something like isn't your jam one week, could be exactly your jam next week.
Yeah, that's one thing I really love about Attract Mode is how diverse the showcases are.
I don't think we have a working like place for water. I think I'm trying to close that off. I don't think I've made another one, so I'll go scouting with this one. I'm so close to getting perfects here. It's just something else next to the trees every time.
You ever find yourself working toward the little quest, or the not the quest, but the goals, and forgetting about actually playing the game because you're going so hard to try and finish off some of the goals?
Mm-hmm. All the time. Oh my goodness, I can actually forget about those trees. What do I do with myself? It's like it was an important part of me and now it's over.
A part of you is gone.
And I actually did finally cap off these, the railroads, so if I don't get another quest for them, I can clean them up. Did not think that was going to happen anytime soon.
Not with the railroad pieces you were getting in the beginning.
No. There's my, my punishment for not closing it immediately. This is the problem when, if you don't have it ready to go and close, it'll just drop another big one on you. That one's not too bad. But let that, like the trees, compound several times, and then you end up with the railroad tracks with like 100 on them.
There is now a Dorf command that you can redeem channel points, and it is so good.
I gotta get in on that. We got another house quest. I think that's the same tile we found somewhere else, isn't it? Well, I definitely don't want to put the water over there.
Look at all that Dorf. We're doing so much Dorfing.
So much Dorf.
You think if you put enough water tiles down, we may see some dolphins?
I see what you did there.
Saw the endorphin joke earlier, and this game definitely is a good source of endorphins.
Definitely calming.
I'm getting bombarded with railroad tiles, and I'm not happy about it.
You're like, oh, I can close off my railroad. Railroad tile. Although you're working on your second railroad, right?
Yeah, so I don't want any more because I want to close the other one, but I can't with what it's giving me.
Right.
But I say it's a good source of dwarfamine, but then we have moments like that.
Oh, this is a perfect tile somewhere. There we go. Haven't had a 6er in a while. 14 more there. A whole bunch of empty space over here. Oh no, that's not an exact number. Like, oh, how lucky. This one is, though. Exactly 7. Don't mind if I do.
Perfect.
So if I do complete this farm tile, I probably should be working on this a little more. If I do complete this farm quest up here, I will receive this tile. I've not gotten that tile yet. That's why it gave it to me. I'm pretty sure that one's new for me. Until you cycle through all of them. There is a lot of dwarfing going on in chat. Goodness.
Oops, all dwarf.
I underestimated how much dwarf there was, but there is a ton. Oh, this is actually useful over here. Where else do I need to put this? 5. I have so many. So many places to put stuff. This railroad was mean. I'll take the 5. And luckily this other one is getting to the point where it's about as long as that other one, the bad one was. So I keep getting quests and they're not completely unbeatable or unfinishable. I think I'd rather complete this one, so let's just put that up there. I think the most farms you can get on one tile is 3.
Yeah, I believe so. Yep.
Whereas you can get way more than 3 houses and way more than 3 trees. So it's like you see the farms be a small number, like this 21. That's actually quite difficult to do. They sneak up on you.
Oh yeah.
Finish that one. Could like redirect this back. I don't even want to try. I think I'm just gonna keep moseying this way. I have a lot of empty like slots in the middle of stuff. Generally that's not a good thing, but if you get in a pinch like that, don't have a lot of tiles, if you have a whole lot of little empty spaces, you don't need the perfects, but you can drop like 5 matches or 4 matches in like these spots and potentially get a perfect and get more tiles back and keep you going until you can get a good quest.
Yep, absolutely.
Plus 12.
Be sure with the amount of tiles we'll start getting down there. We may eventually see some doppelgangers.
Potentially. A lot of multi-match farms here. Don't have a lot of single spots to put them. I think I need to put these over here though. It's like it does feel bad to put those things in places that don't immediately give me like a quest progress or something, but it is contributing to the flag being closed, which is very important. think we're down to just one place for that railroad. Oh, there's two. My mistake. There's that solo house taunting me again that there's not actually a place to put it. I'll settle for that.
Rude.
I'm getting close to this one. I should be able to see... Oh, that tile's nasty. Yeah, I don't like that. Water and railroad. I think... I don't want to get too close to those houses because I think this is a fine spot for it. Oh, there's another one over here. I think this
Travelers
is...
Oh, sorry. No, you go first.
I'm fine. Free to talk.
It's okay. Okay, so, I mean, this world building is definitely needed to end up delivering everything around here, much like Care had been doing for their for all of their efforts right here. So, since 5 years ago, a small group of Americans mobilized to create the world's first care packages. They knew they could not stand on the sidelines while millions of Europeans faced hunger in the wake of World War II. Within a few months, they had delivered their first shipment of 20,000 care packages. Today, Care works in over 110 countries, reaching more than 170 million people through 1,600 projects. They no longer deliver just physical care packages, but they do continue to be guided by the spirits of innovation, scale, and helping those most in need that animated our work in the beginning. So we're here for an absolutely fantastic charity.
So I uncovered another one of those tiles up here. It looks like forest combined with farm again, but I'm not sure what it's going to give me. It might be a forest tile, even though it has a farm on it. Where is this needed? I need this in anywhere. It might smooth out some of this. Concerned about that one? 2 quests here, is 1 quest here. I think this one's blind. That's probably alright. There's the railroad quests. Both of them gone. So I'm probably going to get hit with a house quest here. If I had to guess. I don't know, I have a lot of them already. It might give me more trees. It's kind of nice that I've been, like I didn't have any farms, and then it gave me farms after all the trees were gone, and I haven't had to mix and match very much. Tile looks good, but I just can't find a home for it. This is getting to the stage of the game where it's like the world is a little bit big and you're kind of losing track of where you need to put your stuff. And this is always usually where my score starts to, or my tile count starts to dip if I'm not careful. Probably should be prioritizing perfects a little bit more if I want to keep going. And again, this game goes for hours and hours and hours. I could play this probably for multiple days, multiple streams, but we're going to be cutting it off at some point.
In about 7 more minutes.
Oh, really close. Glad I got the railroads taken care of then. Let me strive... Oh, hello, that one's actually pretty long. Let me strive to finish that tile quest over in the corner then, so I can go home saying I finished. This is a good tile. For somewhere. Maybe it was over there? Work a little fast, see if I can get some more farms on the way. That's what I'd like to see. Just 4 more. One more. Actually really close to closing all this off. There we go. So
Beautiful.
just unlocked that tile. So the next game I play, I probably will see that one. And I already unlocked actually one color. I think this is a way to affect how it looks as you complete further quests. So the greenery that I just got will look different, and it'll also show up in my game from now on. I think I'm missing 3 or 4 tiles in total. Unique ones that I haven't seen before.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this game definitely does feel like Settlers of Catan, but just like more emphasis on setting the board up. Like if that's your favorite part of that game, then this game will definitely scratch the same itch.
Oh, I don't want it to end.
I know, it's like, it takes forever to play a game and you finally get through one, or like, you just start a new one.
Yep.
I just thought of, had either of you thought of doing a 24-hour stream in this?
Oh, my younger years are behind me. I can't do 24 hours anymore.
Same.
See, the sentiment is like, yeah, heck yeah, let's do that. And then I'm just like, no, I don't think I can
4
handle
hours
that
in,
anymore.
I'm dead.
Oh, nice, we got rid of that flag. Oh yeah, the longest road in Catan, absolutely. That's the kind of player I am.
Same. Yeah, that's the most fun way to go.
I didn't get to see a perfect where you get 6 surrounded by a tile you just drop in. I did get one of those the other day, but they're rare. Didn't get to show one off, but we did get
Rare, but so
all
satisfying.
kinds of stuff.
Looks like we've got about 2 minutes left if we want to go ahead and start doing our little outros.
Absolutely. You want to do yours first?
Sure. I am enbyzee. I am on Twitch and YouTube at enbyzee, and I stream during weekdays usually. Random times. Who knows? It's a party.
And I am Elite Spud. I stream pretty exclusively on like Monday, Friday, Sunday. Less frequently now because we just welcomed our first daughter into the world like 2 months ago, and she's a handful. So,
well, congratulations! It
Thank
sounds so
you.
precious.
She's beautiful, but she takes up a lot of time. So when I do show up, I kind of just been playing whatever the heck tickles my fancy. Like the day of, I played F-Zero GX the other day. I play RPGs sometimes. Finished Xenoblade 2 like a couple months ago. All kinds of stuff. I'm going to start Hades soon, so if any of that sounds fun, or if you want to see some more Dorf at some time in the future, maybe I'll finish this game, pick it up on stream. Give me a follow, and thanks for watching. I'll be back for Luigi's Mansion speedruns too, this week on Attract Mode. So hope y'all enjoy the rest of the Day of the Girl. Thanks for watching.
Alright then, let's see some more dwarfs for the Dorfromantik showcase we had with Elite Spud. Oh, that was so chill. In fact, I feel so relaxed that I'm just about in great spirits when signing off. So you can catch me over on Twitter and Twitch, as well as over on various other communities just by Google search. So you can just check my name out, FREQREXY. So all great. You'll end up be ready for the next few showcases, as hosted by the capable hands right there of Critique Quartz. Don't go anywhere. This is the International Day of the Girl events right here at Lady Arcades.